Welcome back. So let's start working further. First, for testing purposes, we will select images 5 from the gallery. Okay, so let's go with this one. Select any 5 of the images, and then let's go with the other one, and the last one that we will choose is going to be simply that one. Okay, so here we are with the 5 images. Now come here and click on this next. So here we are right on the please write items info screen. Okay, so now what we will do, we will create a elevated button right down in here somewhere, and it's going to be simply for uploading the images right towards the Firebase Firestore. And right there we will make a collection by the name of items. So in there, right in the Firebase Firestore, we will just set all of the data of that specific user who is online and who will select their images and upload it. So we're going to simply set all of the data for that specific user who will do that. So first of all, you will create an elevated button. So first we will create a height between those text fields, and in here there will be kind of a height, and then there will be a elevated button for upload. So let's go ahead and do that. So it's a text field, write some items descriptions. Here we are with the text field, write some item description. So below that we will create that. Okay, that is a text field, and in here first, as I told you already, we will create some height. So in here size box, there we go with the suggestion, and in here we will just go with the 10. Okay, and write it and comma. Now just add the const modifier, so it will just remove that yellow line. All just fine. Now we will just take a container widget in here and take this down from here. So first we're gonna set the width. There we go. In here we will say meta query. Okay, and then we say dot of contacts. There we go, and then we say dot size. There we go, the suggestion. Then we say dot width. It's gonna take the 0.5% of the screen. So in here we will simply multiply 0.5. We're gonna take that. So it will just adjust the size whatever the screen it will be. So let's go ahead. In here we will say child, and then we will say elevated button. Right there, first we will just provide the on press event in here, as you guys can see. Okay, press and then curly braces. Take this down like that. We will just leave this on press event empty for now. Later on we will just come back to it. First we will just complete the UI design for this specific elevated button. So below in here we will say child. Okay, and then we will just choose the widget text. In there we will say string. Okay, and then we will just give the name to this elevated button, which will be uploaded, as you guys can see right in here. Now right down we will do some style for that. Okay, as usual, text style and brushes. Now in there we will just choose the color for that specific text. So in here colors we will go with the white. That is fine. Write it here, write it and comma, as you guys can see. Now right to it, just add the const modifier and press the Ctrl S. You guys will notice the upload elevated button. There we go, as you guys can see. Okay, upload, and the text color is white, as you guys can see. Now I will just take this down a little bit, this elevated button. So for that purpose, what we will do in here, we set that height, we will just go with the 15 and Ctrl S. That is fine. Now so now whenever the user will select any of the 5 images and write the description in here, and then if the user press on that specific button, which is upload, then we will set this data, as I told you already, right in the Firebase Firestore, and there we will create a specific collection by the name of items. So we are about to go and just set the data right in the Firebase Firestore, right in the collection of items. We will create that. First, right in this onPress event, a little work we will do in here. So we will show the show dialog in here. It's going to take the contacts and the builder. As you guys can see in here, we will just provide the contacts, okay, and in here curly braces, write it and semicolon, and take this down from here. Okay, now in here we will simply return the loading alert dialog. In there we will show the message. We will just remove that. You will edit just in a while. Write it and semicolon and take this down. In here we will show a message, something like, because it will just upload the data, so we're gonna show a message something like uploading, like that. Okay, and right after, let's go ahead and upload the file and set all of the data, as I told you already. So down in here we will just call upon the method that we created before, which is upload file. Let me just show you right at top above the widget build that we created right in the previous videos. Okay, there we go, upload file, and you guys know the working of that specific method, okay, as I explained this in detail earlier right in the previous video, so there is no need of doing it again. So let's go ahead and it will just upload the file, okay, and select all of the images one by one and check it and upload it. So here we are. In here we will say, let's call upon that specific method, which is upload file, okay, and then we say whenever it will complete. So in here we will say when complete, what we will do in here, curly braces, write it and semicolon, and take this down from here. Okay, now we are about to create an instance right towards the Firebase Firestore, and there we will create a collection by the name of items. In there, as I told you already, we will just set all of the data. So let's go ahead and do that. So in here we'll say Firebase Firestore, and let's go ahead create that instance. Okay, then we say dot collection. We're about to create the collection by the name of items. Okay, so we will just get this down from here so that you guys can see it easily. Now we will say dot doc, that specific document, which will be a specific post ID. So we're gonna go ahead and create that specific UID of a current user who will be online, and we will just provide it right in this specific document. Let's go ahead and create it above right in here. So in here we will say string type, okay, and let's give the name as a post ID, okay, and in here you will say UID, okay, as you guys can see the suggestion right in here. So it is going to create a specific UID, okay, and then we will go with the v4 version. Okay, so select that from here, write it and semicolon. So we successfully create that. Now let's go down and provide it right in this specific document. Okay, there we go. We'll say post ID that we just created. Let's take this down from here. Now we will go ahead and just set the data. So in here we will say dot set, as you guys can see the suggestion, and right in there we will set all of the data. Okay, in here curly braces, write it and semicolon, and take this down from here. The first thing that we will set right in the collection of item, right in the Firebase Firestore, it will be the user name. So in here we will provide a key name that it will be right there, same it is. So in here we will say username, and it's going to be right in the collection of items right in the Firebase Firestore. So make it similar. Okay, in here colon, and then we will just take the name of a user, which is right inside the name. Let me just show you right above that we just get earlier right in the methods. Okay, as you guys can see in here in this method. Okay, as I explained this in detail before. Okay, so there is no need of doing it again. I'll just give you the hint from here. So it will just take the username right from the collection of a user from Firebase Firestore. Okay, from here we are getting that. Okay, so it will get the name and assign it to this string type variable and also the number. So just don't get confused in that. Okay, now let's go down. What we will do in here, the key name that we created right down below, where it's gone, let me just, there we go. Okay, username, key name, and in here we will provide the name string type variable, because the username will be there right in the string type variable. So provide that in here, and it will just set it right in the collection of items right in the Firebase Firestore. Okay, now we will simply just get the user UID. So first we will provide the key name. We will store that UID of a current user by this key name. Okay, it's going to be right inside the collection of items right in the Firebase Firestore. So in here provide the key name, and then we'll say auth. Okay, I think we didn't create the instance for the Firebase authentication, so first we will do and create a instance for the Firebase auth. Let's go ahead and let's create the instance. Let's do it in here. We'll say Firebase auth. There we go, and let's give the name auth. We will make this private, and let's just assign the Firebase auth instance. Okay, so we are done with that. Now we will go ahead and use it. Okay, now simply go down, and there we go in here. Okay, auth, all just fine. So auth, then we say current user, you'll check, and then with the specific UID it will just get that right after. Now we will just get the post ID. Okay, so what we will do, first we will provide the key name, which will be post ID, and then colon, and then we say post ID. Okay, you will just get that. Right after this we will just get the user number. Okay, which is stored right in the string variable as I show you already, which is right inside this specific string type variable phone now number. Okay, now it will get that. Right after this we will just get and set the item price. So in here first provide the key name. Okay, in here, and colon, then we say item price string type variable, which will be right inside that. So in here let's provide it, and right after that you will just get the item model. So in here item model, key name guys. Okay, and then let's provide the string type variable, which is by the name of item model, and then you will just get and set the item color. So provide the key name first, colon, and then item color. Okay, and guys we have already get that. Okay, if you guys remember, and I have already explained this in detail. There we go with the string type variable. Okay, whenever the user will enter write the item price, name, color, description, it will be just right inside the string variable. Okay, let me just show you. We just set this right in the text field. Okay, there we go with the text field, and enter item price, as you guys can see in here. So whenever, as I explained this in detail right in the previous videos. Okay guys, so whenever the user will enter the item price and so on, it will just then assign that to this string type variable which is item price, and so on. First it will just assign the item price, and then as you guys can see the second text field which is item name. So whenever the user will enter that, it's going to be right on unchanged in this value, and then we assign this to this item model as I explained this in detail before. So let's go ahead now and in here provide more the data. Right after this, let's get to the description. So in here we will just provide the key name, okay guys, description, and here colon, and then we say description. All just good. Now we will just get the URLs, all of the URLs of 5 images, okay, and just get it and set it right inside the collection of items right in Firebase Firestore. So let's go ahead and do that. In here first we will provide the key name, as you guys know already, okay, URL image1, that is going to be the first one. In here colon, and then we say URLs list with a specific index 0. It's gonna start from 0 guys, okay, remember that. The first image is going to be right on the 0th index, remember that, okay. So then we say .toString, okay, and what I'll do for a time saving, I'll just copy that, copy it, and down in here paste it for the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. Now we will just from here change that, it's going to be 2 and the index will be 1 then, okay. From here remove that 0, that is fine. So the first image, it will be right on the 0th index, okay guys, remember that, and the second image gonna be right on the first index, so it's gonna just increment the value like that, okay. Now we will go toward the third one, and it's gonna be right on the second index, and the fourth image gonna be right on the third index, okay, like that. So just don't get confused in that, and the fifth image gonna be right on the fourth index. So 1 2 3 4 5, all done. And also we just get that, okay, right in this specific upload file. As you guys can see the URL list. This video is getting a little lengthy, so we will end this video right in here and we'll work further right from the next one. So see ya.